All right, Shalom. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders at GMS that rule well. Peace and blessings to the Akim that's out there fighting, doing this work with truth and sincerity. Back here again with another lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect men out here that are listening and watching these videos. Once again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Bashai, where the inspiration comes from watching the brothers' videos. And just sitting here thinking on a few precepts, and it's like, people would ask, what is the meaning of this? Once you're out on the highways and byways, or you at a store or something, but there's a different presence upon you. There's a different spirit upon you amongst all the people around, which they know something is different. But people will come up and ask, what is this? The Bible is speaking. The seals has been broken off the scriptures for understanding to go about upon the planet. Now, it was going to be given to a particular nation, and of that nation are the prophets and the apostles and the elders and so on and so forth of the nation of Israel. You see, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of. As Moses and Aaron and other prophets before us were called from Yahweh by Yahweh Shah to go out amongst his people, like Caleb, Joshua, the ancient prophets, Luke, Mark, Obadiah, James, you see, Matthew, John, Malachi, Ezekiel, Isaiah, Jeremiah. So there was prophets before going out in the towns speaking to the people, but preferably speaking to the children of Israel about the kingdom is the kingdom is coming. Now we lost our way because we was brought over here. We was brought over here on cargo slave ships. Our ancestors. So all the tribes, there were 12 tribes, were put in captivity. The northern tribe was already over here. Judah, Benjamin, Levi came over as well by the cargo slave ships, right? So the nation of Israel was in slavery. So amongst us being around, while we was in captivity, we lost our way. We lost the Hebrew. The Hebrew was beat out of us because that's our language. We was taken from our land, which is over in the Middle East, Jerusalem, Israel. Okay. We have been stripped of our identity. Now that our identity is being brought back by the way of what? The spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Shai through his scriptures by his men whom he sent out amongst you once again. You see? Because the Lord has a controversy with the inhabitants on the planet because of the wicked. You see the wickedness, same-sex marriages, man. The Lord is not with that. So amongst a host of other wickedness that people are doing. So the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is coming back to visit this place because of the wickedness that is continually going on as we speak. And he's going to take this place down. That's why you're seeing food shortages and you hearing of all these things. And I opened up my laptop, and there's a title that said, 15 facts that prove that America is in deep, deep trouble. And then there was another one where I seen where it said why Californians, however you pronounce it, Californians moving to Mexico. So there's a lot of things that's happening spiritually by the way of biblical prophecy, that the reason why we out here is to gather the Lord's elect, which is his people, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who was once in the Gentile state of mind, not knowing who they were. But now the Lord is saying, look, it's time to bring his people back to him because he's about to destroy this place. That's why things are happening the way it's happening. People are acting more dumber than ever. Like I said, the gas prices, the food prices, like I said, same-sex, there's a charade or parade of a lot of things that's happening, man. And the Lord is gathering his people whom he scattered and bringing them back to their true nationality to call upon him because, listen, it's about to get bad out here, man. So right here in Baruch 4:37, it says, lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. So we are the sons of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans until Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. You see? So he said, lo, thy sons come. So he's telling us to come back because he's calling for us. He's calling for the elect of the nation of Israel. Again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans, man, to come back unto him, because things are about to get. I mean, there's not enough English words to describe what's about to take place on this planet, man. The Bible describes it as a time like never before. So he's saying, come my sons, lo, come my sons, who Yahweh Yahushua, thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High. We are rejoicing because he's waking us up out of that deep sleep, out of that state we were in, to come back to our true nationality. So now we see things clearly. The dust of confusion has been shaken off of us. So now we have this spiritual eye salve to really see, like we've been in a deep sleep all this time. And it's by the grace of Yahweh Bashim Abashad that he allowing us to wake out of sleep to come back whom he scattered abroad. See, the Israelites were scattered abroad, which means they're going to come looking like other nations, because they was brought up in the customs of these other nations. So they're going to do as such. But but the Lord will bring them up out of that. They're going to be looking like so-called Chinese. They're going to look like so-called Arabs, Polynesians. Our people living amongst these people that don't know who they are. So that's why the Lord now, you're starting to see people waking up. So it's the words of Yahweh Bahashim Habashai that's going out, that's doing the gathering. You see, by the way of his prophets, beginning with the apostles and elders and great millstone, from the east to the west. And in that, they're glorying because they see that this wickedness of this place has polluted the minds of the planet, and this place is going to be destroyed. And Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, so-called Jesus, his name is Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew, and whom the world ignorantly called God, name is Yahweh, is coming back to rule with, King David. And this place is going to be put down, and we're going back to our homeland. See, we have a home to go to. This is not our home. We have a home to go to. You are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. They've been suppressing this information for generations among generations, but the Lord now has, through the Spirit, his Spirit is stronger than anything. So now it's resurfacing. And that's how we know who we are, through the Spirit, man. And we rejoice in that, knowing we seeing this madness of a society being controlled by evil and wickedness that's going to be put down. Because we can't enjoy, come on, man. You can't have a child here and try to raise. You can't have a family here. You can't, because everything is against righteousness, and you trying to live or walk a path right to please Yahweh Yahweh Shai. It's not going to work in this society. It's hard to raise a family here. It's going to drive you crazy. The Lord is calling us out, and the things it's crazy, man. The shit that's happening in this world, people don't even see it. The food that you get is only good enough to keep you from going to the stores, right? Amongst all that chaos. We got to solely depend upon Yahweh Yahweh Shai. So the word is gathering his people from the four corners of the earth, because he has a date set to bring destruction upon this place. You see, like all other nations as well back in the ancient times. This is James 1:1. James, a servant of the Most High Yahweh Yahweh Shai, and of the Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, to the 12 tribes. James was a servant. Apostle Tilhar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ranla, Apostle Rakah, all the elders, but not just all the elders, and the great men before them, right? Servants of Yahweh, and the men on down now are servants of Yahweh Bahashim Abashai, to the 12 tribes which were scattered abroad, greeting. You see, like he sent James, his servant. You see the servants out there today doing the same thing, coming in the same stead. This is not of us. This is controlled by Yahweh Bashim Abishai. This is all spiritual. You see, you had all the other little teachers, so-called teachers and preachers back in the days, in the 70s and 80s, on all the street corners, trying to give you some kind of wisdom of self and all that. All that came and went. It resurfaced with Polite and all them. You know what I'm saying? Those are a new batch of demons, but nonetheless, the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Abishai doctrine go stand. You see, there's nothing that can come up against this, man. You see? And so, and the Lord is telling our people to come up out of the ways of this country, because the Lord is about to destroy this place. That's why the economy is looking terrible. The gas prices, this is all by Yahweh, by Hashem and Habashai, things gonna get so tight, but it's to get his people out of slavery. We're gonna have to go through a lot of shit, man. We're gonna keep that in. We're gonna have to keep that integrity until the end. And I'm talking to myself first off, first and foremost. You see, this is Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom, you should ask yourself, who is Edom? Edom is the so-called white. Edom is so-called white man. The Edomites are the so-called white people. Now you have Edomites, so-called white people, right? Some Israelites that look like them. You see what I'm saying? So this thing is deep. But a true so-called white person, the Edom, are of the scriptures. That's who this is. And who's running the society? Who's running this world right now? Who's running America right now? Who pays you your paycheck? Who gives you money? Who allows you to go on vacation and take trips to learn his educational system to keep his system afloat? Edom, Esau, you pay your rent to him. You pay taxes unto him. He's your master. You see? So while he's in rulership and you upholding his rulership by going to his educational institutions, learning to be an engineer, whatever the case may be, a plumber or whatever, right? To uphold this place. Now, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, right? But we will return and build the desolate places. See, Edom think his society that he's ruling now is going to continue to rule forever. He gonna just build and build and build and keep everybody under subjection forever. That's the mindset of this devil. That's the prideness of this cracker. You see, the Lord is against pride, so he lifted himself up, thinking that the Messiah ain't gonna come back and do anything. But Edom is sadly mistaken. And see, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who fully are invested in this man and in his system and in his way of living, you're going to crash and burn right along with him. That's why the Lord sent the men out to get, the world is gathering his people, the elect, and go put them in their hand, protect them, and all hell is going to break loose, man. We warned you about the MOTB, which is the Karagma. You see, we warn you about things that's about to take place, martial law and civil unrest in the streets. It's going to be riots soon because the prices are going up. You can't afford food and the rent. And then the gas, when people start to really lock in, they go lose it. But reason being, the Lord is bringing down this place. The Lord has pronounced evil against, this place is wicked, man. You can't sit here and tell me that this America's not. I don't care because I have a career or whatever. That don't mean that the wickedness goddamn means, no, it's this place. I can have $2 trillion. This place is still wicked. And the Lord is not with it. Whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, meaning the Lord of army. Now this is the Lord saying, they, meaning Edomites, shall build, but I, meaning Yahweh Shai, will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord will have indignation forever. These people are wicked, man. Everywhere they go, they bring a trail of wickedness with them. And the Lord said he's watching them. He's in the crosshairs of Yahweh Bashar because he said he has an indignation with this people forever. Because look what you did to his people. Look what you did to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You think you're not going to pay for this? You see? And then on top of that, the wickedness. Now on top of that, you blaspheming Yahweh Shai, putting up your images, looking like so-called white people, saying that you are the people. Study gunning Jake down, you Israelites in the streets. So there's a lot of things you have to pay for. And you don't understand the fact that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the apple of the Lord's eye. The Lord is coming back to save the elect of his people. You see? So you so-called white people are in trouble. This society, this country, this world is in trouble. So the Lord is using his words out of the Bible. He's going to send men with a particular doctrine that's going to cause these things to take place and to gather his people by the words of Yahweh. One more, Shalakia, for talking so much. This is Job 21. Where is that? Job 21. Job 21:30. That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. That's a question. they shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. What is wrath? When someone brings wrath to your life. That's not a pleasant moment. That's not a feel-good moment. Bringing total chaos and destruction unto you. And this is how the Lord feel about this society and the man that's ruling. You see, the Bible said in the book of Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He cover up the faces of the judge thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who don't want to cover up the faces of the true images of the Bible? The ones that's in rulership. Edom, Esau, you see. But nonetheless, this word, so now you would see us out on the street corner. Now you know, because the word through the spirit of power of Yahweh Bashim Shai is gathering his people from the four corners of this planet, okay? Because destruction is at hand. And the kingdom is coming for the Israelites, man. So we can really have a real family and we can really have real true meaning of life and living, because this is not it. So the Lord is using his men to gather his people, because he had pronounced a sentence against his place because of the wickedness, and the sentence is destruction. And 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who don't want to follow suit, you got to go down right with this place. So Lord willing, I hope you was edified. Until the next time, I shall say shalom.